video, what I will do is show you how to set up your own blog. There's some information about how to do that on the course blog. Wrong one. Here, setting up your own blog. There's some instructions, written instructions on the EduBlog site that are helpful for most students, but there's some students who would like to, see it a little more clearly themselves. So what I want to do is show you how to do that. So you're going to start by going to edublogs.org. I am signed in, so I'm going to sign myself out and go back. There. Normally when I'm in a classroom, I have a student do this at the podium computer so that students can follow along. Because I run into some problems, I'm trying to set up a blog myself because I think I've used most of my email addresses, but let's see if we can do this. So login is where you would go if you'd already set up the blog. To get into your blog would be one way to access it, but first time around, you can either go to this pink sign up link here or get a free blog. Okay, so you get to this screen. I believe you'll get to the same screen. Let's just... If you do this, yeah. So I'm going to set up a username. Has to be lowercase. It's automatically capping it for me. So I'm going to use my name with a number after it. You do need to have a unique name. Many students find that their Access BCC name works well because they can remember it, and it has a reasonably good chance of being a unique name since it has your name with a number at the end. I think it's going to tell me I can't have a cap letter, so okay, let's do it this way and get rid of the... I'm on my iPad here, so things are a little... Okay, try this with a letter. Okay. All right, let me try. Let's try to do a student. So I'm not sure how long this is going to take. Sometimes the internet is a little slow. I'll put an email in here. You can use your BCC email or a personal email. It says optional, but it really is helpful to have it in case you forget a username or a password. You can reset it. And let's see if it's going to... I don't know if it's still hung up on my name. Site title here is what goes across the top of the blog. It says writing about house and home on the course blog for a title. I'd encourage you to try to come up with something that captures the topic of the course. But if you can't think of anything, you can always change that down the road. So I tell students you can start with something as simple as college writing. I'd suggest you don't use this, that you not use the same title that the course blog that I've used for the course blog, because that might make it a little bit difficult. Now, see, it's picking up my username and putting it here in the site URL. If you want to change that, especially if you've used your name and you want to stay a little bit more under the radar, anonymous, you can put something else in there. Again, it has to be something unique, so it might kick you out a little bit. So I'm going to see if this will go through. I'm not a robot. It's going to make me do this CAPTCHA thing that sometimes takes a while to get through. Fire hydrant. Here's a fire hydrant. I do not see any more fire hydrants. Okay, I understand. Okay, we'll hit create a site. Oh, okay. So I ran into the problem I was expecting, that I've already used my email addresses, and I'm not going to create a new email address for this purpose. But once you finish yours, then you'll hit create a site. What it's going to bring you to is a screen that will give you a summary of what you've done, the username, the password, I think with dots, and the URL of your course, of your individual blog. Then it will take you to the dashboard, which I'll show you what that's going to look like. So on that first screen that you get after you hit create a blog, where it has your username and password and the URL of the blog, the URL of the blog is what I'd like you to email me. You also can get it if you go, let me sign in here. Okay, what it brings you to after you get that screen that has the password, your username, password, and the URL, then there's some kind of button below. I can't remember exactly what it says, but it brings you to the what's called the dashboard of your blog. You can see dashboard up here in the upper left. The dashboard is the control panel of your blog, which is where you go to add things to the blog, to change the look of the blog. Anything that you do as owner of the blog is done from the dashboard. I'll show you in the next video what you're going to do in terms of adding posts, but I'm just going to get through getting the blog set up for this one. Once you're in the dashboard, if you go up to the top here, you can get onto the site. So this is, we're in the wrong, sorry about that, wrong blog. Food for this class. So the dashboard here, you can click back to the dashboard, get to the site. Okay. This is the public face of the blog. This is what somebody would see if they went to your blog, or if you click on the student blog links here. This is where you go to not to the dashboard. You can access your own dashboard, but not the dashboard of other people's sites. When you're on the public face of your blog here, what's in the address bar is the URL of the blog. It ends at .org. It doesn't have // administrator or any kind of other junk after the .org. So what I'd like you to do once you get your blog set up is to email me with the URL of the blog, which class you're in, so you can say Flex Start Food class or Flex Start English 101. I only have one Flex Start, so that'll be sufficient. And then I'd also like you to tell me what name you'd like me to use when I list your blog. You're not going to be able to add your name here. I'm going to have to do it because I'm the only one that can get into the dashboard of the course blog. You notice that many people are using their regular, well, there's no way to really know this, but from looking at the roster, many of these are people's actual first names. If you want to use a nickname, or just because you're more comfortable with that name, or you'd like to disguise yourself in some way by using a name that isn't your actual first name, tell me that. So tell me what name you'd like me to use, what class you're in, and what your URL, what the URL is. The second thing I'd like you to do is now this is an instructor blog, so it looks a little different. You're going to see something that says, where it says my class here, yours will say join a class. I'd like you to click on there to join a class. It will open a mostly empty page that'll have a search bar across the top here. In the search bar, you type BCC Food, just as it appears here, jammed together with no caps. So you type that in the search bar, and then underneath it, click Search. And then below, you'll see the name of the course blog, and then there'll be a link below that says Send Request to Join. And you click that. That sends a request to the course blog here, and I can approve you into the course. Once I do that, where it had said join a class, it will now say view class blog. So you'll be able to click from that inside your blog, click here and be taken to the outside here of the course blog. So you're not going to have to remember the course blog URL. I did try to make it easy to remember. So you can toggle back and forth to see what an assignment is, and then go onto your blog to do it. Okay, so that's the setting up a blog. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me. I'd be happy to meet with people in Zoom. If you're not very familiar with computers, there is a little bit of a learning curve here, but most students get quite comfortable very quickly. The assignments the first week or two are on the small side in terms of amount of writing that you have to do, and the assignments are very low stakes. They just a few points as students get used to using the blog and get comfortable with it. So please feel free to reach out if you're having any problems. As I said, it's really easy to Zoom and have you share your screen, and I can walk you through the steps if you run into any problems. Please don't keep doing the same thing and beat your head against a wall and have problems. If you have any problems, just drop it, shoot me an email, and we'll set up a time to meet. Okay, good luck. I'm look forward to getting my email box full of blog links in the next few days.